Well, oh well. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my channel. My name is Paul. With me today is the one and only Disturb.
Good evening, everyone.
Mr. Ersin Rainer.
Good evening.
And the Grazing Sam Modelleicher.
Hello.
And hello to you all out there. Hello Agratim, Pasarati, hey, Jodima, hey, Oliver Techo, hello, Quaka, hi, Tax, hello, Speedy, Fatty Gabi, hello, hello. I hope baby Gabi is also on the spoiling stream. Robert
No
Hall.
spoilers today.
No spoil. Yeah, it's kind of a spoiler. The announcement. Kartech, hey. We just spoke about you. We just spoke about you and your beautiful YouTube channel.
All bad things.
Kassa, hello. Susanne, good evening. Modelleicher in the stream, also hello. Leon, hi. Wendy, hello. Teddy the hero, hello Teddy. Did I mention that I really like his thumbnail and the name? It instantly, immediately calms me down reading Teddy the hero and seeing the picture. I really love it. Philip Gaming, hi. Fatty McDirty, moin. Michael Autengruber, hello world. Tom Temmer, hey. Warum nicht Deutsch? Because today is the English stream. Thursday is the English stream. Wolfgang, moin. Wendy, I said hello. Karting, I said hello. Tex, I said. Karl-Heinz, guten Abend, grüße dich. Cedric, hello there. Philip, hello. Now we're through. Akashnak, hello. The good question is, where should we start? Should we start with the release date, or should we start with a quick run through and then the release date? Let's see.
Definitely a run through first, I think.
You can do a poll in the chat.
Oh,
People can click what they would like to do.
Okay.
Can we do that?
Nick, hello.
Unfortunately, only the channel owner can do this. So
okay.
I would have done. I would have done it already.
Cat in the desert,
Mods
hey.
could do that.
I definitely think we need to wait until at least 100 likes again.
Yeah, likes are 25 and 120 people are watching.
Yeah,
This
you know.
is okay.
Give this
Let's
stuff away.
let's see if we are reaching the 100 likes. Then we do the announcement maybe. Akadistel, moin. BGO, good evening. Scarop, hey, release first. Yeah, sure. Yeah, you wanted the release, not the date, right? Okay. No, we will do a quick run. First of all, I will show you what comes with MaizePlus. This is the starter mill for CCM and for grain grist. The grassland subsoiler that works with precision farming and increases the plowing needed. The front knife roller, the cutter roller that is working like a mulcher. The multipack that is made for you can bale fresh grass and grass windrow to the small HD bales, pack them into a 14 bale stack, and then you can wrap them and then you can make silage out of it too. Our wrapper, who is for all the additional bales, including the ones from 4D modding from his balers. Yeah, of course the food that you can buy in the shop. All the different brands and variations of it. That's kind of a lot. The DSV seeds we got, the empty pallet, the potato pallet, and the carrot pallet. You got two trucks, one for the Doika trailer and one for the starter mill. We got molasses, we got water, we got Vision Aqua, filtered water, we got Luprosil, we got Eifelheu, and we got Hartog, and we got Nature Green. And that's it. So much from here. Oh, it's only cat writing the whole time. Okay, so we got this first. What does MaizePlus? MaizePlus will split up the silaging. So that means that you... Wait, I have to open up the F1 menu. That means that you will have real grass silage, real maize silage, real whole crop silage, real CCM. Oh, this is, CCM. Then you have the beet pulp that you can ferment. Then you have the brewer's grain that you can ferment. And then you can put in sugar beet and potatoes into the bunker silos, and you can basically cover them for winter time. Mr. Lexica, hello. We have the buying points of the Doika feeding and of the brewer's grain and all that stuff, right?
SMI modding is here.
Hey, Matthew. Hi, I'm waiting for your videos. I posted all I had. Yours are missing. Yeah, it's just a quick overview, right? So you got the bunker silos, you got the selling stations, the buying stations. You get on the same release date as MaizePlus and the Grazing, you get the Riberi. That is for the fresh graze mowing and feeding. With us, it will fill 3 sliders in the stable. You have the 4 drying stages. You have the wet grass, the conditioned grass, the semi-dry grass, and you have the hay. You can switch it on the tether by hitting the button Z. It was Z. There we are. Z. The service not.
I've ruined that for you, haven't I?
Yeah, you have.
Wait, I quote Z or Z depending where you're from.
Yeah.
Yep. 100% that.
So the Zorro button. What is Zorro?
Luxemburger Landwirtschaft CCM can be used for every animal you want because you can adjust your feedings.
So the grassland subsoiler will delete the plowing state, and it will leave a fertilizer state on the ground. I just did it here with the front mulcher, and went over it. But the main part, basically, because we covered so much from MaizePlus already in the PDF and all that stuff, is that I will give the word now to the one and only Modelleicher to explain a little bit more and answer your questions on the grazing, and I will be his, so to say, handler in painting stuff and showing you the feeding then. So go ahead.
Oh, well, I think I open for questions, because if I start explaining the same thing I explained in my video, it's going to be another 20 minutes.
Yeah. No, this is correct.
So,
I will do the landscaping part.
I guess the most important thing is the landscaping, because if people just put grazing in their mod folder and don't do anything else and expect it to work, it won't. So the meadow grass needs to be painted inside the pasture, or any other growable grass.
This is the vanilla husbandry, yeah, that I just all 3 of them are the vanilla ones. The horses and the sheep are the vanilla ones, and I can show you the feeding of the cows at the moment is at 0. Yeah, you can. You wait for some questions. I will put in the fresh grass to explain this very fast too.
I'm gonna ask, any idea how many hours you guys have used on making this awesome long-awaited mod? No, and I don't want to.
Too many?
I think if we kept a calendar or something and noted the days we worked on it and the hours, I think we probably would stop modding or something.
Yeah.
You know, there's one song that comes in my mind when people ask on how many hours we spent. It kind of goes like "Cry Me a River," because it's really endless, countless hours.
Quacker, yes, you can just let them graze through summer on grass if you have a big enough enclosure for the number of cows you have, and you will get 100% efficiency.
So first things first, the wet grass, yeah, that you mow without a conditioner, that you keep for the manual grazing, so to say, for the fresh feeding. You can put it into the cow stable and feed them if I pick the trailer, of course.
And select the right implement.
And this will feed 3 sliders. The base food, moisture food, and power food. Not the roughage. You have to feed in roughage for the say hay, alfalfa hay or stuff like that. And now we hop over to Sam again with the grazing. I will do the painting.
Would the grazing work on a map like Ettingham in the pastures created by the model? That depends on how the pastures are created. If the pastures don't have any foliage areas, it won't work. So there are a few maps out there that don't have any foliage areas because the pastures are pre-placed, and the modders didn't see a need to add foliage areas because they didn't think that anybody would make grazing at some point. So this is an issue, but I can't really change or fix that. The only fix for that is that the mappers in question make an update on their map.
Wasn't that one map that Disturb suggested was not working because of no foliage areas?
Yeah. Specifically, Attingham does not work unless you jump into the mod and redefine the foliage areas. They are not set up. And to answer Quacker's question, no, you can't fence an area for grazing. It's predefined pastures, and then the grazing will work within their foliage areas.
Foliage is there and it's work with it.
No,
I think it should work.
No, it doesn't. I've tested it.
It's the reason for why it doesn't work is because it needs foliage areas. And it checks for 3 kinds of foliage areas. It checks for foliage areas for the deco grass, the short deco grass that is in the default animal pastures. It checks for foliage areas for the normal grass, and it checks for foliage areas for meadow grass. So if either of those 3 foliage areas are present in the mod, it uses those as work areas to do the grazing. So if they aren't present, it won't work.
So specifically for Attingham, because I know I've looked, the foliage areas for the cow pastures, or cow pasture that I looked at, are are set with 0 area, and they are under the building, which is concrete.
So we have I painted it now, and you see there's still from the base from the fresh feed, only the 3 sliders are full, right? So now it updates every hour, I guess you said, right?
Yes, each hourly change, so basically each full hour.
Okay, so we go for. It doesn't matter. I don't have to be on the clock. It's just about the hour change, right? Yeah, you saw right there on how the grass got eaten away. It changed the state. And we have, you see, because it fills up all 4 sliders, we have the roughage slider filled too.
Is it possible to make it work if, with an XML edit? You need to add foliage areas to the placeables, so it's not just the XML of the placeable, it's also the i3D of the placeable. You need to open with Giants editor and place the foliage areas.
So the horses and the sheep also have already eaten 1 growth state. So you can maybe explain on how it works that it disappears, not in patches but the whole foliage area. We We have here all 4 sliders. We have here all 4 sliders. So it didn't put in the whole slider, the whole amount of grass in one feeding, right? There's a buffer, you said.
Yes.
So it means, if I understand it correctly, it is not the buffer is not filled. No, the buffer is for 1 day, or is it for 1 hour? Will the same happen in 1 hour, that they will have eaten the grass if the feeding is high enough in the animal food edition?
The buffer is the entire layer of grass is saved in the buffer, and then it is filled to 25% of the entire feeding trough. And above those 25%, it is feeding the total feeding usage per hour for that animal pen. So if there are 10 animals and those 10 animals would eat 500 liters in 1 hour, it would add 500 liters of grass out of the buffer.
So that means basically the feeding is the same as we had it. They have grazing, but they won't fill up the trough completely. So you can put in power food, moisture food, roughage, or something like that if you want to give them some goodies, right?
Exactly. Now, with MaizePlus and Animal Food Editions, when it fills all 4 sliders, and the animals will eat all 4 sliders, it'll always be the same number. So basically, it'll always feed the same amount per hour as they eat per hour. So the slider doesn't go up. If you fill the slider with other stuff, of course, the slider goes up over time, because then they have more than they eat.
To be honest, I'm not sure which food edition I've got on here. I'm not sure if if the horses eat the carrots, but they should. It should be with the moisture food. So it's 294. Let's see on how hungry they are still. Oh boy, they are hungry. Plop. So we filled up the moisture food, and you have still the grazing, and you can still feed stuff to it. I really highly recommend to use the Animal Food Edition zip, because in the Animal Food Edition extra file there is the feeding and the food capacity and all that stuff is in there, as we played it for a month now on the server. It is where cows, for example, have much more detailed age stages, so they have very less of food that they need or require when they are younger. So with the grazing, if you put young stock out to the summer husbandry or meadow, if you want so, you can feed them only by the grass. And it increases. For example, with us, they start calving at 27 months. They start producing milk then for 4 weeks. It's kind of a fresh milking state, and with 28 months, they really go into full production, and you have the full output and, of course, the full input. And the feeding is made on a realistic level. In the Animal Food Edition, there is an override. There is a little mistake in there. There is standing the food requirement is per day. That is incorrect. We double checked it. It is per month. So the amount of food that you see there is for a whole month. And then the daily usage is based on the days you are playing. Correct?
Correct. And that's a thing across lots of mods. Lots of mods say day when they mean month.
Yeah, it is. I think it is because of the way that Giant set up Farm Sim in the beginning with 1 day, 1 month.
Yeah. Everything that Giants refers to is day, and they actually mean month.
But we Modelleicher and me, we really bulletproof checked it. The amount that is in the animal override is per month, per cow per month. So you have a really good comparison to the real life feeding. And what I really can I just can say and recommend that you take the time when the mod is released, that you take a little bit of time, go through the XML files in the animal food zip, and see and have a look if it's fitting to yours, that you have a look at the prices and the yield and all that stuff, that if you're playing on a map on a multiplayer server where you have already set up realistic yield and all that stuff, that you make it fitting, because we could not make globally it fit to everything, so we have to be a little bit orientating on the vanilla game. So if you want to play realistic, you have to check this yourself, and there will be a channel in the MaizePlus support Discord where the community can share the XMLs if there is any any need for it, and maybe Modelleicher can explain why only an XML is needed instead of putting it into the Lua file as we had in FS19.
Well, because I made it that way. I don't know, what do you want to hear?
So it is basically that we changed it from putting all into the Lua file to the MaizePlus Lua is now looking for the XML. It's all very user-friendly, and even for people who are not familiar with modding, but who can use Notepad++, for example, it's very easy to edit the base things like prices and yield and all that stuff. You can edit a lot more. You can edit fill types and bunker silos and all that stuff, but only for the basics, to make it fit to your multiplayer game or your single player game, where you don't want to have that you feed from 1 hectare 500 cows for 20 years. You really should look into it, and of course we are open for every question in the Discord, as long as it is well mate.
And there are lots of videos coming to help you with all of that stuff. There's the question in the chat about the differences between the prices, different prices for different types of silage, and that's all for people to set themselves, because this is a mod that's meant to work on any map, and it's so variable across different maps. And there's a video coming on that to point out where that is for you in MaizePlus.
Yeah, and you have the English tutorials in video form on Disturb's channel. He made a short introduction today. This video will be linked with MaizePlus on the mod hub. So when the mod is released, we come to the announcement. When the mod is released, you just go to his channel, and there will be how is it called, playlist or something like that?
Yeah, there's a playlist with, I think, currently 11 or 12 videos in it.
So they will be maybe not in the same second as it is released, MaizePlus is released, but very short after. It will be available for the public, because we want to avoid that people start making tutorials based on PDF and some mod previews, and that the outcome is in more support questions for us, because they didn't explain right. So it is better to get the first information first-handed from the guys who made it, and unfortunately that are we in here and BGO. So you get first-hand information. The same will, now this is a spoiler because I have to spoil myself. I hope that I will get the tutorials in German ready for the day when it is released.
Oh, nearly.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Now we got 247 viewers. Now we can say if we get the 200 likes, I will announce it, definitely. If we hit the like button, if you are interested, and I will announce the date. In between, we will show you a little bit of the mod still. Almost Paul, yeah.
Almost. I have one thing with where you've got the grassland subsoiler there.
Yeah.
If you don't have the knife roller down, you don't actually destroy the crop. So if you've got, so like when you start a map and every grass field needs plowing, if you go round with the grassland subsoiler, you won't destroy the crop that's there, but you can get rid of the plowing required. Which I think is really cool. And it works with precision farming.
199.
Oh, so close.
Okay.
Now
there
we're
we go. 203.
Okay. That was fast, guys.
Yeah. Drum roll, please.
That was fast. So, the release of MaizePlus, the Animal Food Edition, the RealismAddon Grazing, and the Riberi will be never. Will be on Saturday on ModHub on Saturday. That means I don't know what übermorgen heißt in English.
Day after tomorrow.
The day after tomorrow. Yeah, but this was
there was a very
bad
well-known
movie.
film.
Yeah. I know. This is why I didn't want to say it. So it will be on Saturday. This Saturday on ModHub. I cannot give you a release time. Because we only saved the release date. I'm not sure on which time frame Giants usually releases mods. And there goes out.
Honeybecker, this Saturday.
This Saturday.
Saturday the 17th.
The 17th,
September.
yeah. So there goes out a very, very big shout out to Giants for the totally wrecking us with the testing to get everything out that we didn't see. They were really helpful. They were really kind. They are really a blast to work with. Very, very big thanks to them, especially Mr. Marcel, who is one of a kind. A big shout out goes out to DJ Goham and Ansgar from AgrarPlay and Universum.
You mean Endplay?
Endplay, yeah. To AgrarPlay. Hello, just for the humor. And Universe Simulation for supporting us with the trailer, the translations. There were so many guys out there. Please name them. I forgot the names that did translations. We have the PDF. We have the Google Drive setup. That must be. I think it's linked under the trailer. It will be in the ModHub, where you can pick from German, English, French, Italian, Polish, Turkish, and I think there are some still coming, but it will stay with the link, so you will get it there.
Job Leon for posting that. You were much quicker than me.
Yeah, Leon is really fast. Yeah, there's so much thank you to say to a lot of people. If I forgot them, maybe tomorrow in the German stream I will take care of it afterwards. So yeah, that's it. I mean, it's really happening now. People didn't think that it will happen in September. We were very worried too, because it was not just talking that we found an issue or that Giants found an issue, and it really happened very often, and we were really trying to kill the timetable. Which date? Sorry.
John Deere Lanz has missed the date.
Yeah.
Too late. You'll have to rewatch the whole thing.
Yeah.
Once it's live again.
I announced it from somewhere in between the beginning to.
Yeah.
And there's a big thank you to SMI, to Matthew also, if I forgot him, I'm not sure, for the Riberi. We really had to sync all the stuff, and really the biggest thank you goes out to Giants, that they made it possible that we could release 3 or 3.5 mods that really can work best together on one date, and that was really a lot of work. And Yeah, I'm not sure if you are still interested in some features that I wanted to show you. I didn't expect the likes on be 200 that fast, but you really
You ain't too low.
yeah, you really killed it. Because of the questions, there were some questions. People are afraid of MaizePlus and Grazing being too complex for them. This is why we made sure that MaizePlus, of course, runs without Grazing. Grazing can work without MaizePlus on vanilla maps. The Riberi works without both, but all three mods were tested together and they complement each other. Of course, MaizePlus with the feeding really fits into the way Grazing is meant to be, from the food usage to filling up the sliders and all that stuff. And the Riberi with the fresh grass feeding also fits into it well. So that means it can be complex, but like Disturb said, he was not so much into MaizePlus in the beginning. And how many minutes did you invest to get into it?
I was terrified of MaizePlus when it first came out, and I think I watched Scruff's videos and kind of simplified it a bit, and then just started playing and read the manual, ask questions, and it completely changes the game, particularly with FS22.
Yeah.
With FS22, it takes animals from something you stick down and feed once a year to something that you actually engage with and enjoy and work with every day.
So it is really not that hard, but nevertheless we made it so that people can really choose on what to use. So for example, if this would be a multiplayer gameplay here, and you are the one guy who wants to play with the vanilla feeding, I hope that you can see. Oh wait, I can do it. Yeah, it's easier to see like that, but I can show you that way too. I'm not sure which is easier to see. It is the base feeding as it is in vanilla. So that means you can only put in mineral feed, straw, silage, and hay, and you're good to go. Yeah, easy peasy feeding. And your best friend who wants to do it a little bit more realistic, he can switch on the fly to 5 different feedings or recipes in the mixer wagon, including pig food. You can also create pig food in the mixer wagon. So you can set up 5 different mixtures for your multiplayer gameplay. So that means that if you have no interest in doing it too intense, you use the standard ratio, the more realistic mixture. We have one for beef cattle, we have one for young stock, dairy cattle, the second recipe, and the pig food. But that doesn't mean that you have to use this. You can change it in the animal food XML for your liking. Yeah, so you still have the possibility to do so. Universe, hello, Bruno. Big thank you again to you guys.
If you're using the animal food editions, it's a much simpler mod. There's only 2 XML files in there to edit, and you probably only need to edit one of them, so it's a lot less scary to go into than a big mod like MaizePlus. Yeah,
and you won't kill your MaizePlus mod when you have it on the server. You just have to upload the 70 kilobit or whatever it is. There's the animal food and the animal override is in there, and the production override is in there too, I think. Or is it in?
Nope, it's just the animal food and the animal data.
Yeah. What's the mixing factors? What's with mixing factories? Depending, if they only have silage in there, I think they will. It's really quick done by an XML setup. I set up the big harvester silos from Vertex to stuff. I mean, if you use I don't know if I bought it. It's possible that I don't know. I have to buy it. Okay. Where is the BGA on this map?
It's just down the road to the left.
Down the road to the left.
Yeah.
Mhm. Which
Go
road?
down the main road. Go down the main road and turn left. In terms of a lot of the mixing factories that make TMR, they're probably production, so they'll work just fine. You might find that you have to put in whole crop silage because they'll use silage. No. By field, if you go south from field 34, I think it is, that's not the BGA, that's the biogas plant, the biomass plant.
Ah. I have no clue where the biomass. Ah, this looks like it.
No, keep going left, keep going right.
But it's biogas plant.
You see where the shop is? Go north. There. Yep. To answer the question about how different silages work in the biogas plant, it will add in a recipe for each of the main types of silage, which is based on the recipe that's there already.
How can you buy this biogas plant?
Yeah, you need to go there.
And where's you know where the truck?
I can't remember where the buy trigger is. If you run around, you'll see it. It's like every other production.
Yeah. So I have to switch on the triggers, I guess.
Mr. Lexica, we use fill types which are not included within MaizePlus. Do you mean for feeding?
Yeah, I thought I answered that one. With the fill types.
If the fill types are registered in the map, of course you can use them. But
and if they're in a mod, like the waste potatoes from dazed potato factories.
Yeah, if they are registered in your save game, so to say, better to say, it will. You can include them. Where was this with the icons? Interactive zone markers or info triggers?
Interactive zone markers. Yep, that one.
So if I go to the, you see here
the spanner. Here you go.
You see it will include automatically whole crop silage, maize silage, grass silage. But if you have a food mixer, they are sometimes set up very strangely. But you can, if you know the name of the production, you can change it in MaizePlus, or you can just set up the mixer the way you want to. It's really not that hard. It's even for me, it was possible in a couple of minutes. So any more questions?
Quokka is asking if there are any mods to avoid or conflicts we had in testing. I can't think of anything.
You should avoid definitely any mod that is advertised by Patreon and Alpha and Beta mod. So far at the moment, we didn't come across any conflicts, but it is possible that some production mods might be, because I got asked by the guy from Revamp, he wanted a preview version to avoid any bugs, so I don't know on how he is overwriting productions. It might be. Normally for the most asked question with pumps and hoses, because it's coming after us, there should be no conflict at all, because we really try to work with our partners and friends. And if there will be a conflict, it can only be with some new fill type that is added for the bedding of the animals. And if something like that will happen, we will do a very quick fix, so that there should be no conflict. But I think we can say it before the release of pumps and hoses. So, of course, you guys have a much bigger variety of mods that you play with. We are very limited in our mods that we use. Normally, Modelleicher knows which scripts could be a conflict, and we watched out for them. We have a handful of beta scripts ourselves on our multiplayer save game, where we could avoid or fix some upcoming bugs that should also be bug fixes for other stuff out there. So you never say never, but like in FS19, there were only 2 mods. One was because it was from Alki using the same fill type switcher, and some other fill types for the same that we did, and enhanced BGA because it zeroed out the selling prices for silage in the BGA. So there was nothing really that we ran into. We had no issues with any patch or whatsoever. Yeah, basically that's it. So it should work properly. If not, please report. Yeah, do not go out for rants. Just talk to us, and we will try to fix stuff as soon as possible. Because the sooner we have any issues ruled out, we can focus on Terra Life.
Yeah, I've tested it with kind of my standard mods folder, and it's been okay. So.
Oh, you mean with the 12 terabyte mod folder?
No,
no, I know.
I'm not that person. I've been trained by you.
Yeah, I know, but you use AutoDrive and Cosplay and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So there were no conflicts at all.
Not with AutoDrive or Cosplay, no.
Yeah. So these are the main ones. I mean, we cannot guarantee for any Patreon whatsoever mod, right? And we don't, and we won't. ModHub mods should be fine anyways, most of them. And the main players like Precision Farming, GPS, all the stuff from Wobster, it all works fine. So you should be really, really good. And as you know us from back in the days, we are really fast into trying to get fixes out if there is something happening, because the less fix we have to make, the better we can sleep. Yes, correctly. You can wait. I will. Brum brum. So there was also, for example, one misunderstanding. The potatoes and the sugar beet can be stored during winter time in. I mean, it can be stored a whole year, but it can be stored in here. You don't have to compact it, but in very small occasions, it can happen that you are only at 99%. Yeah, that does not mean that you have to drive over it and compact it. Normally, when you tip it, it is completely okay if the tire just... You see, I didn't even touch it. It has to be this... how is it called, Modelleicher? The zone that he has to touch to activate the compacting. What was it? Oh, Modelleicher is somewhere else. So you saw it went immediately on 100%, and you just can cover it, and you can open it up, right?
Yep.
So it's
had another question about adding cut potatoes and beets to silage.
Yeah, you can. Oh, let's take this. Let's take this little baby here. I mean, we have some helpers in here. So let's put in sugar beet cut, right? So if you have sugar beet cut, I mean, you would normally do it with the Flegel shovel. Mm-hmm. Sugar beet cut is meant to be put into the maize silage. so that you go over it with a shovel and fill it into it, because normally you don't have the let's say the how is it called? The usage for the sugar beet that much.
Yeah.
So let's see if it works or if it does not work. Because I never tried it with a tipper. On the other hand, I have to take the... Ah, yeah, it works. So you can tip it in there, and you can crank up a little bit your silage in there. We did not make a new fill type for a mixed silage because we already had to make some trigger-to-trigger high types or fill types without high types to stay in the high type limitation to make it work with every map. So
you actually reduced it slightly, didn't you, for submission? So some fill types that you wouldn't expect to tip on the ground,
yeah,
you've
but
taken out.
But if you have a map that has increased high types over the 64 with new crops and all that stuff, you just can re-enter them and use them.
Yeah.
So
There's
they're
a
not
video on
gone. Yeah. Yeah, you have to promote it. I don't know what you did.
Yeah.
I know that you
Yeah.
did
Yeah.
500
No.
videos.
It felt like it on Monday night.
Yeah. So potato cut for...
At the moment, Fatty, yes, you can only buy clover and alfalfa from the store. Depending on how mappers add those crops to their maps, it should work. But it depends on how modders have added those to their maps and have they used the right fill type names.
No, you don't trigger me. Today not. Not today.
No,
today.
it wasn't meant to trigger you.
No.
And the question about grazing, it will work for cows, sheep and horses as delivered.
It would work for every animal that has in the husbandry foliage area. But
And a requirement for grass, for fresh grass.
yeah, but as there is no such husbandry out there at the moment, we didn't put it in the feeding. But if you are building husbandry for pigs and you want to have them graze, then you just put it in by the example I did for the other animals, and it will work fine. It's all really adjustable for you guys. Exists a permanent limitation for adding cutted per... No. As long as you have the 4,000 liters of stuff in the bunker silo, so it means you have to have the silage grass in there with 4,010 liters, for example. The potato cut will be added to the silage grass. I think below the 4,000 liters, especially with the cutted stuff, it won't change, it won't work. So you have to have a basis of silage grass or fresh chopped maize that you can put it in there. Any more questions? Special questions? The guys who are not that fluent in English, tomorrow at 8 p.m., also für alle, die kein Englisch sprechen, morgen um 8 Uhr gibt es den deutschen Stream, wo ich das nochmal alles genau erkläre in Deutsch. So tomorrow will be the German stream where I will do the explanation in German. So if any German guys need some question answered, we will do the same as today, except of the surprise of the release date. Because I think
we do it all over again tomorrow.
You need 300 likes tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't think so that it will happen.
Wait. The German stream is a day later, so the German version will come one day later.
Yeah, I mean the Germans will only get the MaizePlus and the Grazing if they fill out the test manuscript. They have to reach 10 out of 10 points. I mean Leon and Wendlandbauer and so they know it. Hey, 13-Bauer ist auch da und du hast das auch auszufüllen. So there will be enough, really enough tutorials out there from farming agency AlienPol, from farming agency Disturb, from farming agency Modelleicher, from Italian ambassador, close friend and partner, and English team part Matteo, so SMI will do Italian. Universe Simulations, so rum wollte ich sagen. They will do the French part. Yeah, we have English, German, Italian, French. We have the Polish and the Turkish PDF. I think those guys will do some tutorials later on too. Quaka, yes, we are going on Calmston. We Disturb and me are going on Calmston.
When I get my laptop back.
Yeah, unfortunately, luckily he has a hardware damage. That means I have more time to set up Calmston. That means probably, maybe, we set up 2 farms there because I know that there is some guy who really could use another farm. Rainer?
Nope.
To test something?
Nope.
Oh, come on. You don't want to have a small English farm there? Or help out from day to day, something?
Yeah, maybe I will help out if you have some great, but I don't want another farm.
No, but it means that we I think we will do the upgrade to Calmston the way we do on Chower. Yeah, there's Chower. Why I just when I read it. Thank you, Fatty. Thank you. Please let little Gubby pee on you for that. No, as we do on Chicho and Calmston, we'll have both the upgrades so to test that we can do it in the English, so it's easier for us to test also the alternate text and all that stuff. So yes, Calmston is still a thing, and Calmston will be a thing for the English stream, and we will keep on streaming on both maps for a long time. Yeah, so I basically set the limit today for the stream, and I think we are finally at the end because we said everything and nobody has a question anymore. So the English guys all read perfectly the PDF.
Of course they did.
Works MaizePlus with the modular BJ from Castor. It should be because it's Castor. He's a partner. If not, I will kick his purpose.
Yeah, I'm not sure on that one because it uses a lot of strange internal field types. I haven't tested it myself.
Yeah, well, then we all can fuck with the Castor. I will give you the support link to the BGA. I hope that your BGA is working with MaizePlus.
Yeah, it does. I've tested it.
You know you have a dependency now, right? That you have to do that stuff. Forget about the consoles. Just focus on MaizePlus.
Yeah, of course. But I have 2 mods that are waiting to go into testing that are just for MaizePlus.
Is carrots and onions an extra crop? It is an extra fill type because as of today we cannot add any growing fruits to globally to maps. So that means we did everything that we could do globally, and all the new crops, growable crops, that will be part of our much bigger TerraLife project that we can now finally start in working more on it without spoiling that much. So I would say we wrap it up for today. I thank you, Disturb, for the tutorials, for being here, for the help with the stream.
Thank you for letting me be involved in it. It's been an interesting ride over the last few months.
You're family now. We won't let you go anymore. I thank you, Rainer, for being here and helping.
Oh, pleasure.
And Modelleicher for being here and helping and explaining some questions. And tomorrow, same procedure as every day. Guys,
Yippee.
I thank you for the support. Feel free to leave a like, to leave a comment. Please, if you want to use our promo codes for ordering, for example, the pumps and hoses, it doesn't cost you anything more, but helps us out. Or use the PayPal link or whatever. We are so grateful for you guys that you like what we are doing. And without you, we wouldn't have come that far. So have a good one. Next week we will have another shorter English stream as long as Disturb is waiting for his PC to come back. But in between we will have the German streams and show you some stuff. And so that it is the last English stream before release. I hope you guys have fun with it. I hope you enjoy the mods. Don't forget to leave the like or the how is it called in ModHub? To the votes.
Rate it 5. Yeah. Rate it 5 stars.
Yeah, please rate it if you like it, because this will show Giants that you are really into it, and maybe we have an easier going on the next farm sim to implement maybe stuff even for consoles. So the higher the rating, the better for the outcome for consoles. This said, I wish you a good night. Have a good one. We'll catch up later. Bye bye.